Guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 6A. And today we are about mid-season from our our last frost date to our first frost date. Our first frost date is, I always do it backwards. Our last frost date is usually around the end of April, beginning of May. And then our first frost date is usually about mid-October. So we're in that sweet midpoint right now. So I don't know if I'm going to do a full garden tour today, but I think I'm going to hit some highlights that I really want to kind of get a record of, so that I kind of remember that this is around the time that this kind of stuff happened, or I did, or this is what it looks like. So let's go look at the garden. So the fun part of this year's garden is, and always will be, how chaotic all of the squashes are. I mean, I've got all of these guys right about here, and then you come over on this side, and I need to make sure that these go back into the mulch, because otherwise they might get chopped when we mow the grass. So I need to fix that. But we are starting to ripen up some peppers. So I'm starting to think about my fermented hot sauces, which is exciting. And if we come over here, you can start to see some of the sweet peppers are really starting to come in too. I have harvested a good handful of these now. And then you can see the continuation of the squash. Just, thriving. But I did want to show off something exciting in the back corner. So you get this little garden walk. First of all, the zinnias are starting to flower. Now, one thing I want to note is that all of these are supposed to be cupcake zinnias, except for these short ones that I planted up front. But for whatever reason, they're coming in as singles and really small. And I don't know if it's because of the nutrients in this area, if I need to fertilize these guys a little better, or what. But yeah. But this is what I wanted to show you. My prolific kiwi finally came in. She's looking a little scraggly. She was a little banged up in shipping. But I'm thinking she's going to bounce back and it's going to be okay. She does have enough time to really establish roots before our first frost. She's got about 2 months, 3 months, August, September, 2 months. I can count. So I will be babying her and helping her to kind of establish her roots. I did put some biotone underneath when I planted her out. So here's the hoping. And all of those are just sunflowers from where the bird seeds have dropped. It looks like we're even going to get some flower heads. Okay, I've given up trying to maintain some of that. I do go through and pull a lot of it, but some of it I'm just like, whatever. But what has gone crazy this year, and I haven't shown a lot of, are these kiwi vines right here. These two in the center. These I planted out in 2021. And I need to go back and check the specific variety of kiwis that these are. I haven't ever gotten fruit off of these yet, but they always grow such big leaves, especially now that I compare them to my hardy kiwi and the prolific kiwi, and they're fuzzy, which is kind of fun. But yeah, they've just gone wild this year. And this hardy kiwi is really starting to fill in this area over here. I need to go and I need to check to see if this is one that you're going to want to leave the old vines for, because these kiwi plants right here, they always come from the ground. You can see the old last year stuff like right there. But it never comes back out of those stalks, so I always trim them back each year. But I'm not sure how the hardy kiwi and the prolific kiwi work, so we'll have to check that out. But otherwise, I had to show you the new baby grapes are still doing okay, and the Reliance grapes are looking really, really good. They're like climbing all the way over here. So they're looking healthy. And we did get some sunflowers, but they've been blown over in the various rounds of storms we've been getting. So this area, I think I need to do some cleanup at some point. It's looking a little raggy. This area is still looking pretty good. I love how the bunching onions are doing this year. I'm gonna have to remember to do that variety again. But what I really wanted to show you over here is the fact that the zucchini had to go. They were starting to die out on me, which now leaves this open. I've got, 3 garlics left. And then I don't know what's coming up right there. And I'm half tempted to just watch and see what it is. So that's my experiment for now. These guys aren't looking too good, but we're gonna see how they go now that the kiwi's not where it, or not the kiwi, the zucchini. Now that the zucchini isn't where it used to be. But the beans, look at those beans. They look so lush and happy, and I love it. But as you can see, the tomatoes have just exploded over here. I mean, some of the tomatoes. Tomatoes in this bed are so freaking happy. And you can see a lot of tomatoes have formed on that plant right here. But this bed, I just need to pull the plants from. I'm not gonna get any fruit from them, and they're looking really, really bad. So, yeah. We have the beans in this area that are starting to really pop up. And as you can see, all the ground cherries are starting to drop fruit. I need to go through and check those fruits. And if we can sneak in here. You can kind of see it. The pumpkin is starting to yellow up, or orange up. I don't know why I said yellow, orange up. Last but not least, we have this area over here, which is really exploding. I'm guessing these guys right here, the beets, probably ready to harvest. This is what I wanted to show you. The spaghetti squash has trellised itself all the way into the beans, and we have fruit. Even though I haven't seen any beans over here yet. Cabbage. And all of this mess, plus a dog. Hi, Albus. So yeah, this is the crazy mess right now, and I love it. So those are some of the things happening in the garden right now. I mean, I really don't know what to say to wrap this one up. I'll be honest with you. This is the garden. I do try to do these videos about once a week if I can, just so I can see how the garden is growing and changing from week to week, so I have the record to look back on. But if you want to follow me and my garden as it continues to grow, feel free to subscribe down below, hit the bell to do all the things to get all of the notifications. I do also have an Instagram and Threads account, which I like to keep up to date with what I'm harvesting and what I'm preserving, so you can kind of see some of that over there if you would like to. Otherwise, I think that is it for today, and I do hope I will see you guys again in another video. Bye.